I knew that the Eucharist was Jesus. Like, I was aware. Like, I knew in my brain, but, like, my heart, like, there was just, like, that disconnect of, like, I know this, and I should believe this, and I do believe this, but, like, not, like, a doubting, but, like, I don't fully, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it without it coming off as, like, I don't actually believe it. And I do, like, now I do. But before I, like, went down to Steubenville, like, it was for the kids, but it was my first time going. I was, like, you know, praying, because I was, like, in a very, like, kind of, feel like desolate place, and I was like, God, I was like, you gotta do something while I'm down here. Like, please do something for me while I'm down here. And I didn't really know, like, what would happen, but they have a night where they do a Eucharistic procession around the, like, little, I think it's a gymnasium that we're in, and they do it around, and they brought out the Eucharist. So, like, you know, I'm singing, having my hands up, because I'm a very hands up, I love that. And at first I was like, I'm gonna look weird to everybody, but I'm like, I really don't care, it's me and Jesus. Like, I just had to remind myself of that. And they his name was Deacon Bob. He was super cool. I can't remember his last name, but anyway, they brought Jesus out and put him on the altar, and, like, as they were bringing him out, I, like, saw Jesus. I was like, oh. And I had this, like, moment of realization. I was like, that is the Lord. Like, he's literally walking in, like, being carried in, and, like, they put him at the altar. And I was just, like, in awe. I was like, okay, like, I gotta calm down and, like, breathe. And, like, we were singing, and, you know, then they brought him back down to go around the room in procession. And, you know, we're all singing, having our hands up, and I'm singing probably terribly at this point, but I didn't really care. And they, like, brought him around us, and I got overwhelmed with, like, feeling. Like, I was like, I cannot stand any longer. So I had to sit, because I felt like I didn't feel like I was going to collapse, but I was, like, overwhelmed with emotion, and I started, like, crying, and I had to sit. And, like, they brought him around, like, close to us, and so he was actually, like, in my face, and all I saw was him. Like, I just saw Jesus, and I was like, what's happening? It didn't scare me, but I was like, this is, like, odd. I've never experienced that before, because I had grown up in, like, the Apostolic Pentecostal Church, and you go in and, like, you feel very, like, you're in that, like, it's the music, it's the, you know, loud sermon that the pastor's giving, and it's, like, really feel good. And, like, afterwards, I always felt empty. Like, I always felt like there's something missing. Like, I had all that feeling and, like, euphoria while I was in there, and then afterwards, I just felt drained a little bit. So after they were done processing, and they put Jesus back up on the altar, I, like, sat, and I just bawled my eyes out, and I was like, yep, that's Jesus. And I just, like, I don't know, it was just overwhelming. Like, I feel like it sounds like a made up story, but, like, it was really, I've had a lot of wild things happen to me the last couple of months, especially, like, within my faith, and it's kind of, like, made me feel like, am I nuts? Like, you know, but I'm not nuts, obviously, but yeah, so after I, like, sat there and I was crying, and then we finally got up and we calmed down and everything, and we all, like, circled around and prayed with each other, and, you know, Jack prayed over all of us, because Deacon Bob asked him to pray over all of us, and then we did communion. Not communion. I feel bad calling it that. I don't like calling it communion. I know that's what it is, but, like, I feel like it's almost
yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, we, you know, received the Eucharist for Mass, and then after that we left, and I didn't feel that, like, I calmed down, but I didn't feel that emptiness. I felt whole. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like, it's like, yeah, I feel good. Like, I don't know. I just had a better understanding of, like, yeah, that's the Lord. And ever since then, all I see when I look up at the Eucharist in the monstrance, I just see him. Like, I just see his, I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's a picture on Instagram. It's like, it's when you're at adoration, it's got Jesus, like, sitting on the ground, and he's, like, looking through the monstrance at the people kneeling in front of the altar. I don't know if you've ever seen it, it's a really powerful image. I'll have to find it and send you it after. But it's just, like, yeah, like, he's just, like, there, like, looking at us, sitting in front of him, and, like, admiring him. So, like, ever since then, I've, like, kind of, I don't know, it's just been wild. Like, I just love the Eucharist so much. And, like, I even started, we were kneeling while we were there, and we didn't have, like, our kneelers or anything, so we were on the ground, and our knees were, like, hurting. But, like, I describe it like a way of, like, I don't use the kneelers at Mass anymore because of this, because it kind of, like, in a way, it humbles me. Like this is, like, a little tiny ounce of pain that, like, the Lord felt when he was on the cross. It's not compared to that at all, but it's like, if he felt that and did that for me, I can kneel and I can be fine. Like, I don't need to, like, sit. Not that using kneelers is bad. I'm not saying that I'm better because I don't use the kneeler. I personally just do it because it humbles me, and it's like, yeah, I can do this. Like, he died for me, I can do this, you know?